Shri Mataji, you are our morning.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Long time no see. Welcome back. Well, welcome back to me as well, but welcome back to everyone. And wow, it's really good to be back here to lead and MC for today. We're coming towards the end of the 21 advanced series, even though we're like day 26 now. As you can see, we have a lot of content to teach. That's why we've exceeded the 21 days. But it's so good to see you all still, and the enthusiasm continues in the WhatsApp groups. And those are Darshan and all these familiar names, and Abha, Kay, Cyril, Shamim. It's so good to see you guys. Seriously, like in 5 months, the fact that you guys are sticking on means we're doing something right, and you still all like us, which is good. But it just shows that this meditation has helped you and it's brought you some benefit. That's why you've stuck to it. Otherwise, a normal person, you wouldn't continue something which you wouldn't like. So give yourselves a pat on the back. It's been a 5 month journey. It's been really great. Even us admins, we were chatting the other day and we're like, wow, time has just flown. It's amazing. So we are nearing towards Christmas. I'm sure you might be all really busy. If Christmas is a big celebration for you, it's a really fun time of year, I think, because it's so colorful and sparkly. Like I love Christmas. I need a Christmas virtual background. I'll make one. But it's a really good time to just connect with family, friends, and also to wind down. So it's important to have that break and to also just relax after a very busy year and a year still full of COVID. Yeah, we've survived, guys. We've survived another year, which is really amazing. So on that note, what we have is that, like we said, we have sorry, I was trying to be a Christmassy, and I hope I'm not turning into a vampire. Anyways, it's really humid here, I'm just saying. So what we have is we are nearing towards the end of the series. We have a puja on Saturday. So I'm sure you guys are very familiar now with this term called puja, which we've talked about in our last few sessions. Basically, think of it as a celebration. So in Sahaj, we meditate, of course. We have weekly gatherings with our collective. So please shout out in the chat box if you have reached out to your local collective. Put a thumbs up if you have. If you haven't, just say no, that's completely fine. But we are really encouraging you now to really step out to your local collective, Google them. If you can't find a name or contact on the website, give it a Google. You might find a Facebook page, a meetup page, sometimes even Twitter's, and you'll find a name or contact that'll be sort of updated so that you can reach out to your local collective. Because what will happen is we'll have the puja on Saturday, we'll have our final session next Wednesday, and then we're going to break for Christmas and New Year's, just so we can all have a break, because not just admins, but even yourself as people who have been meditating, our participants, it's a good way to really just have that downtime where, okay, you're not going to have these weekly meetings, and we're really putting it on you to continue your daily practice. Still join, one of the other sessions that's happening. There's still a lot happening during the Christmas New Year break. And also reach out to your local collective as well. And then we're going to resume most likely in February so that we all have a really nice break. And we hope we'll still see the same numbers turn out in February as well. And come February, we're going to do once a week to basically mimic what we do now as advanced practitioners. So you guys are pretty much advanced now. And like what we do, we just attend a weekly session once a week. Pardon me, talking too much. And that's what we're going to mimic. We're going to do weekly sessions once a week in the new year. And it's like just a collective coming together and just meeting. All centers closed near me too. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, so this center's closed. Okay. I wonder if it's because of COVID or that sucks. Well, hopefully we'll get some abundance that yeah, you'll be able to still find some local yogis. I know in some cities numbers might not be as great. So a lot of major cities you'll have huge numbers of yogis and collectives. Some cities may be less. So yeah, chat to your mentors as well, or just reach out to us if you're struggling to find a local yogi or a collective. Yeah, because ideally we would want all of you to try and, of course, experience your local collective, because that's the best way to also grow, really, and build that social circle inside yoga. But that's okay, not to despair. We're still here online, so you won't lose that presence or that collectiveness as well. So fingers crossed you'll all reach out, or at least find some fellow yogis in your local city. Okay, so today's session, what we have is we're just going to pretty much do a bit of a quick recap of the last 5 months, a bit of that mantra series, and I'm going to teach you guys the meaning behind the 3 great mantras, which is what you hear, that 2-3 minute track you hear right before we start these programs. So you're probably all really familiar with it. It's that track we play just before the program starts, like the MC comes in, and we're going to learn that mantra and the meaning today. And that way you've pretty much learned all the mantras at this stage that you need to know. And what that helps with is just your knowledge, because you are advanced now. We're not hiding anything from you. We're showing you that Sahaj Yoga has so many aspects that you can enjoy whichever way appeals to you. At the end of the day, it's all about joy, balance, connecting with people who are spiritual and like-minded. And yes, there may be, some can say, a religious aspect because you're learning about these deities and incarnations. Fair enough. Yes, there is, you could say, a bit of that. But some people will like that. Some people will like that, okay, I've come from a very religious background and Sahaj Yoga integrates it for me. Brilliant. I don't need to let go of my religion, technically. Some of you will appeal a more spiritual way, like you like the English affirmations. You like listening to Shri Mataji's talks. That's fine as well. Some of you might connect on the musical aspect. Like I know a lot of musicians, they connected in Sahaj Yoga because of the bhajans, the hymns we sing, and they're just very sort of musically or creatively talented. So there's so many realms. So don't ever feel bogged down or overwhelmed that, oh my gosh, especially in the mantra series, that, oh, there's all these deities. How will I remember it? Oh, okay, is this, very Hindu influence? It's an everyone influence, because we integrate all the religions in here, which is, I think, an amazing part of Sahaj Yoga, that you learn about all the religions, all the incarnations. And at the end of the day, all the principles were just about love and collectivity and joy. So yeah, don't feel overwhelmed. That's all I just wanted to say, because you guys have done so well sticking through the mantra series. We haven't scared you off yet. And then, of course, when we told you that Shri Mataji is also an incarnation, that's also a very special aspect as well, that she is someone quite special. Sometimes it's hard to take in, like, oh, okay. But if you listen to our talks, you just go instantly thoughtless. And it's really amazing that not everyone has that power to do that. So it shows there's something special there. So these 5 months, guys, you can comment if you wish how it's been. I know it's been life-changing, probably positive, a new great addition in life. I hope you really found a difference in yourself now compared to your 5 months ago yourself. We were all remembering day one the other day, us admits. We were like, do you remember day one? There was like 300 people on Zoom. And I remember there were so many questions initially. We had all those panels. It was really fun and exciting, honestly. It was so fun for us as well as a team. And we've learned a lot as well in this journey. And we hope you guys have as well. And yeah, if you just see that journey, we took you through self-realization. So that's where you learned about the subtle system, this Kundalini energy, the chakras, the left-right central channel, and how it represents qualities within us and the past, present, and future. Then we taught you about the foot soak, which I think everyone still likes and loves. It's still, I think it's one of the best techniques we have in Sahaj Yoga. It's so simple to do, but very effective. You learned candling. So when you need that left side boost, you've got the candle treatment. And we also did workshops where you got to meet other yogis and meditate with them and clearing each other out. You've had mentors, so I hope you guys have enjoyed your mentorship experience and you've learned more or appreciate the bond you have maybe with your mentor. What else have we done? So then we did basically mantra series, so learning more about the chakras, the qualities, and then taking it to the other level where you've learned the Sanskrit mantras, just to add that additional layer. And like we said, mantras are optional. They are not mandatory, so don't stress if you're like, I haven't used it or I don't remember it. It's completely fine. Just do what you are comfortable with. And then after the mantra series, we are then taking you to this concept of a puja, which we are all very excited to present to you on Saturday. And it's to do with the Christmas puja. So Christmas being the birth of Christ. And as we know, Christ is the deity for the Agya chakra. So it is like a cross in a way, because your two channels cross here, the left and the right channel, and the optic chasma. And Shri Mataji and the Bible has many, many excerpts that have said basically that there is a very narrow gate to heaven. And now heaven is not a physical place, it's a subtle state. So when you go into a thoughtless state, you do feel like you're in heaven, you're light, you're happy, you're joyous. And when we do, sort of not meditate or clear ourselves, not feeling the best state, it can sometimes feel a bit like I don't want to say hell because it's a bit of a strong word, but it is like a hell in a way, because then you don't feel your best. So that's why we say that's that narrow gate to heaven. It's like Kundalini energy. And when we celebrate Christmas, the birth of Christ, yes, there's a fun part, there's presents, good food, family, friends. But as Saj Yogis now, you guys are going to really appreciate that, oh, okay, actually Christmas has a really special meaning. Yeah, that having Christ come on this earth and respecting his qualities of what he imbibed of forgiveness, and also forgiveness, collectivity. Basically, he was the one that really regarded the mother quality, his mother, which was Mother Mary, and he always regarded God a lot, the Son of God. So those qualities of his innocence, and of his wisdom and forgiveness, that's what we're really kind of celebrating, you could say, on Saturday. So I think it's great in that sense. And in the next year, we will teach you with other pujas as well that come. We have Easter, we have, what else do we have? We have one almost every month to signify a special moment or festival that happens. And basically it's to focus on that quality within us and to absorb those vibrations, you could say, those positive vibrations we get when we're together, and to grow. So pujas, Shri Mataji has always said, is all about growing. Now, one thing I'll add, and I'll talk about pujas later on, and we'll get started with our session. For the puja on Saturday, all you need to do, I think we've told you this, I'll just remind, you just need good internet connection. So have your device ready. It'll be 8 p.m. Sydney time, so 45 minutes earlier, because it has to sort of align with, our collective as well. 7:45 can get a bit late. And it is a couple of hours event. So it's not like a 1 hour meditation. Pujas usually go for about 2-3 hours, even sometimes 4 to 5 hours, depending, which city you might be in, because it's such a joyous occasion. What it entails is basically we meditate, but there's a lot of those bhajans. So those songs you hear when you enter, and, we've taught you some music as well these past few months. We sing a lot of those bhajans in that time, and it's a really joyful occasion because you just sing and you just have fun. You go really thoughtless and you just don't want it to end, and that's why it goes for a nice couple of hours. And of course we have Shri Mataji's talk as well, and then a bit of a meditation in the end. But you will definitely find, and we hope your experience will be really good online as well, that a puja compared to just a meditation, so in a meditation you still feel good, think of a puja as like 3 times more intense and more fun, because you're really just putting that attention there. You're singing praises of that particular deity, quality. So your attention is there that whole time. And when you come out of a puja, when you finish it, you really feel very uplifted because you just feel so joyous, because you're also with like-minded people around you as well, celebrating it. And it's like think of it like a feel-good party. When you have a really good event with people, you come out feeling happier and joyful and lighter. So that's what it is. And just before you have the puja, try and do a foot soak if you can. So Shri Mataji is encouraged that doing a foot soak is a good way to bring your state into balance. so that you can enjoy the puja more and absorb the positive vibrations even more. So if you can do a foot soak, awesome. Have your connection ready with your device. If you can also dress really nicely. So puja is a very nice way, like, you know, a lot of ladies like to wear saris, which is like Indian ethnic wear, or just beautiful, like suitable dresses. And men as well, just dressing nicely as well. And yeah, it's just about having that respect for that occasion. And that's why we also dress up. Okay, so if we don't have any more further questions or anything, sorry, I'm not reading all the comments because I'm trying to focus here, but I'm sure our techies are having a look. If there are any questions, concerns, just pop them in the box. Let's get started. What we're going to start with is just recapping, I said, the mantra series and learning the new set of mantras. Then we'll do a little meditation, and then we'll have Shri Mataji's talk in the end. So thank you. Today has been, apologies, a little bit of a late start to some techie issues. So thank you for being really, really patient. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm going to do is as well, I'm just going to point out to you guys, like, I know we've put them in messages, but sometimes, you know, we don't all read messages and things get lost. Just a reminder that on the website, freemeditation.com.au/21 series. Remembering all the sessions are here recorded. And especially just with the mantra series, apologies again. I think, I know there were issues at times downloading the PDFs we would try and send you of the summaries or the slides about the deities. So what we've done is we've put the slides and summaries under each respective session, and you can just see it's right there. So I hope there will not be an issue there. Really sorry again. I don't know why it was working for some and not for others. Maybe it's just a WhatsApp thing, but all the slides are there. So if you ever want to go back to just read about the particular deity again or understand those qualities, you can always do that. Just go back to the relevant section. And today what will happen is in today's session, we will put, which is under here 26, we'll put the final, you could say, copy of all the mantras and today's slides as well. And we'll let you know in the WhatsApp group once that's done. But just keep an eye on this website. Everything is there now, so you don't have to worry about scrolling back and trying to find documents. So I hope that's helpful. Okay. So just before we go into that, let's just do a quick recap. So as you guys can see here, you have your English affirmations, which I hope you all still have a copy of. If you don't, I'm sure it'll be on the website, or we can always send them to you again. So you can always message us, or we'll put it, say, by tomorrow after today's session, the copy of the English affirmations. And then, of course, we have here those Sanskrit names or mantras. And as we said, you can use either or. You can use interchangeably both, or you can just stick to one. It's completely up to you. But basically, in those last few weeks, you guys learned about all these different incarnations that came on this earth to represent a particular quality within us. And then as you can see, there's a left, right, central channel and a central aspect, and there's different deities that look after them. So today we're focusing back on the Sahasrara one. Now, we hope those mantras have been kind of helpful just to learn more about a deity. So say if you have, like I said, come from a bit of a religious background, I hope maybe it's helped you more to understand your religion more and appreciate it. Like I personally come from a Hindu background. So I grew up with Ganesha, Sri Rama, Jagadamba, things like that, but didn't really know, I guess, like, okay, that deities, what do I sort of do with it, you know? But in Sahaja Yoga, it helps you put it in a more practical perspective that, okay, we're actually worshipping Sri Ganesha because of that innocence. And you feel it within you when you give him that regard or worship him within you. Sri Jagadamba or Durga for the center heart helps give you that courage, things like that. So it really helps give you that extra layer of understanding. So the last one, which is the Sahasrara chakra, now we haven't really covered in the last few sessions. So I thought now's time we really cover it. That way you guys are all set for the puja, like you'll know what's happening. Oh, one more note about the puja I'll add. Like I said, there will be quite a bit of like singing and music we do. and we will share with you guys the song sheets. So we will send you like a PDF, like say probably about Friday and Saturday as well. That way, if you would like to print it out, you can. And when the music is happening during that live stream, just feel free to join in. So we will announce when we are singing a particular song, and you can just join in and sing with us as well, just to feel like you're taking part within, if you feel like singing, or you can just sit back, enjoy, and just enjoy the music. So the 3 great mantras is what you hear when, like I said, you enter these sessions. They're a lot longer, so there's 3 parts to the 3 great mantras. And you can see here we go, Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali, Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Kalki Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Kalki Sakshat, Shri Sahasrara Swamini, Moksha Pradayini Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namah. So you might all remember the basic format of a mantra is the same, very simple. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri, insert the deity name, Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namah. Basically, we're saying that Shri Mataji, or O Divine Mother, you are verily this deity or this quality in a way. We give salutations or we surrender to you. That's all you're saying in Sanskrit. That's it. Very simple. But Sanskrit, as you might recall from the first session we did, is considered to be, they say, like the language of the gods. It was like one of the first originating languages of human beings. And when you say a Sanskrit mantra, you'll feel the effect sometimes more than an English affirmation, just because of the sounds it produces. And also, if you think of it in a way, saying a mantra also sometimes is a way for your mind to not have that chatter when we use English language. So when we're using English, your mind's very engaged. Like, oh yeah, okay, I understand that meaning. Yep. But when we use another language, you're actually in a way teaching your brain that, oh, okay, I'm using another language here now. And you actually go a bit thoughtless because your mind's trying to absorb this new sound or language you're producing. So that's why you can try either or and see what works. So you can see they're a lot longer. Let's look at the first one. The first one, I'll just quickly backtrack. In bold, you've got Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali. We have 3 deities here. So instead of just saying one deity in the first part of the mantras, there's 3 deities. And there's 2 other words, which is Trigunatmika and Kundalini. Kundalini, you guys know. That's what the mothering energy is. Trigunatmika, maybe not, which I'll cover a little bit quickly, what that is about. But again, like I mentioned, if you are from an Indian background, you're probably like, yep, I know what Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali is. But we're going to just quickly understand it from a Sahaj perspective. So Maha means great. And you guys might remember that we learned about Shri Lakshmi when we did the 3rd energy center, the Nabhi. We learned the mantra there, Shri Lakshmi Vishnu. So Lakshmi signified, you guys might remember from that photo, she is the goddess of wealth. You can say generosity, material well-being, whereas Vishnu is more the sustainer. So it's that male-female aspect that we always regard in Saj Yoga, that balance. And so Shri Lakshmi is also all about our growth and evolution. So the 3rd energy center, when we come to the 3rd energy center, and like we say, you have all the material well-being in the world. You have a good house, you have food, you have the comforts. You still start seeking. So some of us still seek that, okay, I have the comforts, but I'm still not actually fully satisfied. That is where your seeking happens. It's in that 3rd energy center. And that's your evolution as well. So what we say is Shri Lakshmi looks after that 3rd energy center and also your ascent. So your desire to seek something or find something like your spiritual self. Now, when we add the word Maha, Lakshmi, we're just saying in a way the greater form of Shri Lakshmi. So we're saying that this greater form of Shri Lakshmi looks after basically your central channel, because that's where your growth happens. Your ascent happens there when your Kundalini energy passes up. That's how you grow and you reach that 7th chakra. So Mahalakshmi, we say, looks after our central channel and our ascent. Then the second one, Mahasaraswati. Now, Shri Saraswati herself, she was the second energy center, the Swadhisthana. And you might remember Sonika did a great session where she taught you guys that Saraswati is usually in like a white sari. She's holding an instrument, and she's the goddess of knowledge in conjunction with Shri Brahmadeva. So they're the male and female aspect that looks after our creativity and knowledge. So Shri Saraswati, when we say Maha Saraswati, again, the greater form of Shri Saraswati, we're saying we're respecting her in that form where she looks after our right channel. Because if you look back at the subtle system, the right channel starts from the second energy center. All your thinking happens in the second energy center. That's what activates your right channel, the thinking, the actions, the doing. So Maha Saraswati is right channel, Mahalakshmi is the central channel. Now we have a deity here, which for some of you, maybe it's new. You may have heard of it. You may have seen this picture as well, where it's a bit of a frightening form of the goddess. But this aspect of this deity is called Shri Kali. Shri Kali is basically, you could say, another version of Shri Parvati. So Parvati, if you guys might remember in the heart series, the left heart is looked after by Shiva and Parvati. So Shiva is considered the god of destruction. And you can see a pattern here. I've just mentioned Shri Vishnu, Shri Brahma, Shri Shiva. And they're usually considered like the three primordial or three main gods. They look after the sustenance, the creation, and the destruction, which is what, if you think about it, that's what basic human life is, or creation is all about. You create, you sustain, destroy, and the circle continues. That's the circle of life. Now, opposite that, which I think is brilliant in Sahaja Yoga, we also regard the female aspect. And the female aspect, Shri Lakshmi is Shri Vishnu, Shri Saraswati is Shri Brahma, and Shri Kali, or like I mentioned, Shri Parvati is considered the other half of Shri Shiva, or the mother of Shri Ganesha. So you guys might remember my first episode, I taught you guys about Shri Ganesha, how Shri Parvati created this son or this child with, you could say, vibrations from her and the earth element. And that's who she is. She's that mother of Shri Ganesha. In, you could say, mythology or stories about the gods, Shri Parvati assumes this form of Shri Kali, where she looks very terrifying with multiple hands, heads, a skeleton of heads around her like a garland, and holding a lot of weapons. And it's actually quite a frightening image sometimes. I remember I used to be pretty scared as a kid as well, growing up, seeing that image. And that's considered, you could say, like I say here, the dark goddess of destruction. So it's like she's the equivalent of Shri Shiva, but that female aspect. So think of it this way. As a mother, if you're a mom, or if you think of your moms generally have a very sweet, nurturing, very beautiful, caring side. But when anything happens, whether it's if their child comes to harm, their husband's misbehaving, anything that happens, a mother can take a very frightful form to try and destroy that negativity. And they will do anything to restore that balance and purity or beauty that was once before, whether it's their child, their husband, their family, their home. That's what this version is of Shri Parvati, you could say, or the mother aspect or the female aspect, is this goddess Kali, who's considered the goddess of destruction, and she takes this frightful form. Shri Kali, we say, looks after your left channel. Why we say Shri Kali and not Shri Parvati is because your left channel is your side of emotions and desires. It's good. It's your female aspect. We said that right in the beginning. Your left is your female aspect. Your right is your male aspect. Now, left side is all good when it's in balance. It's the side that, it fulfills your emotions, your attachments, your desires. But when imbalanced, or when we fall to the extreme left, we do go into a bit of darkness. We go into things like depression, lethargy, become very emotional. We become very sometimes very sly as well without realizing, because we become very guilt-ridden, sometimes emotionally blackmailing, putting ourselves as a victim, things like that. And you might think, oh, there are people like that who sometimes don't realize act in that way because they're very left-sided. And Shri Mataji's actually said that right-sided issues are actually very easy to cure because right-side symptoms easily come. People are arrogant, egoistic, constantly anxious, constantly agitated. You can see a very clear right-sided person and you can tell them, hey, go foot soak, man, put an ice pack on. A left-sided person, she says, is more destructive or more dangerous to themselves sometimes and to others because they seem all okay, but inside they're very in that left side. They're in that darkness. And this is why in Sahaja Yoga we say that candle aspect is important. You need that light. You need that warmth. We respect or regard in terms of deities, Shri Kali, because we're saying to Shri Kali that, you know what? I can sense I've got some left-sided issue. Mother Kali, I need you to destroy it. So taking that frightful form in a way, it's like saying she destroys those negativities that affect that left channel, whether it's that guilt or whatever emotional issue it might be. So this is why in the three great mantras, we add this third element of Shri Mahakali. So we say the greater form of Mahakali, of Kali, who is the goddess of destruction, please look after my left channel. So that means in summary, if we just look back here, we've covered Shri Ma Lakshmi, Ma Saraswati, Ma Kali, the left, the right, the central channel. Easy. I hope that makes sense. That it's just basically that's what it is. We're just saying that Mother, you represent these three qualities within us through these three goddesses. Please look after these channels. And then the word Trigunatmika, three. So the word tri, you guys might recognize from triangle, trigonometry. It means three. So the suffix tri actually came from Sanskrit, and it means three. Gun, so I'm breaking that word down for you, means qualities, and Atmika means essence. So if you put it all together, here's the English translation down the bottom of the first part of the three great mantras. O Divine Mother, you are verily Shri Mahalakshmi Saraswati Ma Kali. You are the essence of all those three qualities, Trigunatmika, of sustenance, creation, and destruction. You are also the Kundalini. That's where the Kundalini comes in, which is the primordial female power. Salutations, we surrender to you. So that's what the first part means. So you're just basically regarding the three channels and giving respect to the Kundalini energy within you. So you can see that, okay, I mean, yes, we talk about there's a primordial female power, a male aspect, but then there's all these different avatars, you could say, all these different deities. Why do we have all that? It's like I said in my first session, think of it as these deities just look after various qualities to teach us various qualities or imbibe them. But ultimately, you're just giving regard to, okay, God Almighty, and you're respecting that God Almighty has a male and a female aspect, where traditionally we're always raised to believe that, oh, God is a male, that's it, But there has to be some balance. There has to be a female aspect as well. Otherwise, there isn't that balance. So we're regarding that female aspect, which is within us, or we also say, like, say, Mother Earth, things like that. The second part, very simple. It just goes back to Om Tame Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat. So we just have one deity. Now, this name Shri Kalki is not as commonly heard. So you sometimes might wonder, okay, what is Shri Kalki? It has been apparently prophesied that Shri Vishnu had 10 incarnations, or 9 incarnations, you could say, and the 9th one was Shri Jesus. So a few times you might recall we mentioned that Shri Vishnu, being the god of sustenance, comes on this earth in some form when he can see that humanity is on the verge of, again, sort of destroying themselves or going in the wrong direction in a way. So he came as Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Jesus, and then we say Kalki is the last or the 10th incarnation who is supposed to come in the days of the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga just means Kali. So Kali, you can see the name, again, means like darkness. Yuga means an age. So when you look at Hindu scriptures, they say that human history has been divided into different eras. It's not random the way we're living, that, okay, this era is now full of COVID and we're all going to die. It's not abstract. There's different eras to help us grow and come to this point where we're at, where we are modern human beings and we're completely evolved. So we say that sort of, I think it's until the 90s from memory, after Sri Krishna passed away, they said that was the beginning of the Kali Yuga. It's an era where they say there's darkness, there's confusion, but great transformation can take place. So if you think about it, in the last hundreds of years as human beings, we have really evolved. It's really quite amazing how we were living very simple lifestyles. Then we had the Industrial Revolution. People discovered machinery, we discovered motor vehicles, we discovered ways of, sort of more like money, better lifestyles. And then you had, of course, your advents of things like communications, technology, satellites, travel to space, the internet. It's really amazing what we've achieved. But then we've got all these amazing things, yet we still have issues or we still suffer from problems. And that's why she says it's that era of confusion, that great things will take place, but human beings will start to get confused at what's right and what's wrong, what's truth and what's false. The era we say we are in now is called Krita Yuga, Krita, which means the period of transition. And I think Monica once mentioned it as well, that this is now a blossom phase. And Shri Mataji said that in many talks, that now this is the era where people are going to get their realization. People are going to start seeking and want to come out of that darkness and go, is this what life is? Is this all I'm going to do? Just get a job, build a house, have kids, marry, get old, die. That's it. No, there has to be something more. So that seeking starts. And that's why we're in this really amazing phase where people are now changing their mindsets. People are now looking at the Mother Earth and like, how do I care for the Mother Earth more? Okay, recycling, don't use plastics, you do composting. So all these beautiful changes are happening now. And COVID also came at a time, as we've said many times, stopped us in our tracks, made us introspect, seek more. And this is why maybe a lot of you are here as well, because we were stuck at home. There was nothing to do, but we discovered something amazing. So in this phase of this Kali Yuga, they say an incarnation will come that'll help guide us into that beautiful transition phase. And it's no one else but basically Shri Mataji. And her name, or just an aspect to describe her, is called Kalki. So in that final one, the second mantra, when we say it, we're just basically giving regards to Shri Mataji, that, okay, you're this 10th incarnation that has come on this earth to guide human beings to a better life or a better way of living, basically. And so we say she's considered like the immaculate rider, or the triumphant or the victorious sort of person who's just leading the way to positivity and like a better life, really. So that's what Kalki is. That's basically what it is. I just really remember it as, okay, Shri Mataji, basically. That's who she is. And we talked about that she looks after our Sahasrara chakra, because she's the only person that's come on this earth to really integrate it all. Many gurus, prophets came, and like we said, they gave realization to only a few people because it was much harder then, or maybe seeking was much different back then. But she came along into an age where it's like the jet age, everything is super fast, and gave us a really quick and easy way to be better versions of ourselves. And then the last part before we meditate is you can see the Kalki appears again. It's just giving regard to that. There's some extra little words here, Sahasrara Swamini, Moksha Pradayini. What that just means is moksha, you might have heard this term, means spiritual liberation. Sahasrara Swamini, Sahasrara meaning Sahasrara. Swamini means to like reside or establish there. And Pradayini just means to, in a way, the one who gives. So when we put it all together, we're just basically saying, okay, Shri Mataji, you are Shri Kalki, so that 10th incarnation who has come to help transition human beings. You look after the Sahasrara, or you're the goddess because you reside there, and you're the one who gives spiritual liberation. We surrender or salute to you. So that's pretty much it. I hope I haven't bogged you down or lost you. I hope it was a bit interesting. But now what we're going to do is we're going to meditate, and we will try and learn to say these mantras together. So what I would like you to do is I'll put Shri Mataji's photo for now. When the time comes to say the three great mantras, I'll put that slide back again. So that way, if you get a bit lost, you can have a peek. But let's start. Let's raise our Kundalini and put on our bandhan. Okay, just sit nice and comfortable, keeping your hands open on your lap, and just close your eyes. Just take a moment to see how you're feeling right now. So remembering the essence of Sahaja Yoga, despite all this knowledge, at the end of the day, it's all about you coming into balance. Don't worry about the theory too much. It's just for our own learning. So take a moment to study your hands, to see how you're feeling. You know, if one hand's a bit warmer than the other, one finger is a bit tingly, just take a moment. Just remembering also the aim is to get into the thoughtless state. And you might achieve that in 2 minutes. Or if you had a very busy day, you might take a little bit of time. That's your ultimate goal. And to achieve that, there's so many ways. But what I like to start off with is balancing the left and the right side. So going back to those basics, that drop your right hand down by your side, keeping your left hand open. And just ask in your heart, Mother, please clear my left channel. Please strengthen my left channel. And then just remembering that what is clearing your left channel is the earth element. So just giving regard to Mother Earth, that thank you for clearing me and absorbing any negativity. Thank you for sustaining me, Mother Earth. Thank you for giving me all the material comforts, the food we eat, everything. Now bring your right hand on your lap, bend your left arm at the elbow, and we're using the air element to clear the right side. So we just ask here, Mother, please clear my right channel and take away any heat, any planning. We can even say like a thanks in our heart. Thanks to this air or ether element that God has created to help cool this right side. Thank you for cooling us. And left hand down, take your right hand below your belly button and slowly just raise it a couple of times to the top of your head. Just ask here, Mother, please keep me in the present. Please give me balance. Thank you, Mother Kundalini, for looking after me, looking after us, and sustaining us. So thanking is a very good way to open your heart. You know how they say gratitude is very good. And I once heard someone say, a grateful person is never depressed because they always find something to be grateful for. So just thanking Mother, Shri Mataji, or the Kundalini, that thank you for everything, this journey, the last 5 months, and for whatever may come. Please look after us and carry us. You can put your hands back on your lap, just sit quietly, just meditate. Attention on the top of your head. If you want, you can keep asking. Thank you for looking after us. Please continue to look after us and carry us forward.
that Sussex University Sahaj Yoga Center has been very kind to invite me to speak to them. Have the students come, all of them? Hello Nick, how are you? Has been very kind to invite me to speak to them. It's such a pleasure to talk to the students because they are the ones who have been always in any country been responsible for any new step, whether it was political, economic or social, which was to be taken boldly. Students are the people who have their idealism intact still. And when they are studying, they don't get biased easily. They keep their minds open to every knowledge because they are new to it. But those who become experts can become very biased, very conditioned by what they read or what they think to be right. But the students can be also very much vulnerable because they do not know whether whatever new comes to them is the truth or some sort of a falsehood. So, at this life, when you are a student, you have to be very careful to understand that if you have to seek the truth, you have to be alert about it. First and foremost thing, as students we enter into a university. It's a beautiful name, university, meaning that you get all the knowledge of the universe here. And when you enter into the university, you come with an open mind, with an understanding that whatever you have to learn in a way as if you are a student and you are not the teacher. And that humility always helps the students to learn anything that they want to know about any part of their knowledge. Now what you learn in the university is the knowledge of the tree, knowledge that you can perceive and understand through your mental activity. But what I am going to tell you about today is the knowledge of the roots of the tree, from where the whole knowledge comes in. Now to believe in me or to understand me, it is not necessary for you to have any sort of a faith in me or a surrendering position, but you must also know that if I have to tell you something new, you must keep your mind open to understand what I have to tell you. When we study, say, economics, take a subject which is very common these days and it is even regarded as a higher science than philosophy. What do we learn? The essence of economics is very simple. That wants in particular are satiable, but in general wants are not satiable. This is the essence of Sahaj Yoga. Like whatever you want to have, you can have today, and tomorrow you will run after another thing. That's why we have economics, because this is the tendency of human mind. But why it is so? Why is it? We really strive, supposing you are doing your graduation, you will strive your heart to be a graduate, but you won't be satisfied. You'd like to do higher studies, or you may like to take up a job, and even if you get a job, you will not be satisfied. Then you want to build a house. Then you want to have a car. Then you want to have, students want to have a nice bike. All right. When they have it, they want to have something else. You say, a helicopter maybe, I don't know what. But it goes on increasing. You're never happy with what you have, fully satisfied. Now the reason for that, you can find it in Sahaja. Because the roots are deeper down, which we do not know. It's all right to build up the whole science of economics on something. But what about the roots that have created this big tree of economics? The roots are that none of these material things are going to give us full satisfaction. This is the root of it. So what is going to give us that satisfaction? We come to the second logical question. What is the need of a human being to feel satisfied? There is something higher, something deeper, something that we have missed. This is definite. Now what is that? We can refer, if you are not so much upset or angry, or we can say biased about the scriptures, any scripture. I am not saying Bible or say Torah or say Indian scriptures or Buddha sayings or Tao or anything. You will find one common thing they have said. All of them have said one thing common, and that is that you are to be born again. You have to know your spirit. You have to become the spirit. Because that lacking in us, in our awareness, because we are not yet the spirit, whatever we know without it is only the mental projection, which is limited as our mind is limited. So to know the unlimited or to know the roots, you have to become the spirit. This is the first condition they have given. Now if you just don't deny them, we should look into it that we have to become the spirit. Now what is that? What is that within us which is the spirit? If there is something like spirit within us, we have not yet felt it. We have never felt the spirit within us. And what is that spirit? And what does it do? What are its qualities? We should try to find out. And that's what you can find out when you become the spirit. It's a vicious circle. It's the other way round. Here, nobody will say that you must become a graduate to know about economics. But in the other way around thing, you have to go deep down into the roots. And how do you do that? Supposing I say you pay attention to yourself. A teacher will say, pay attention. So all the students will start looking at him, looking at the blackboard. But I say, pay attention to yourself. Then you will say, Mother, how do you do it? It's an impossible thing. How do we take our attention inside? It's all the time outside moving. How are we to take it inside? That's why you have to get your realization first. You have to become the spirit by which you can take your attention inside to your roots. That's why the first condition in the Sahaja Yoga system is that we have to become the spirit. Before that, whatever I say, you will say, how is it true? You can always challenge. You can always say it may not be true, it may be wrong, it may be false. It's true. Because supposing I have no eyes and you start telling me about the colors, how will I know? So anybody would say that open your eyes first of all. Unless and until you open your eyes, you won't be able to understand what I'm talking about. In the same way, we have to understand that if we have to know about the roots, we have to penetrate within. For that, we have to become subtler than what we are. We are at a level from which we cannot enter inside ourselves. So we have to become something else, and that becoming is only possible if you become the spirit. I hope I am clear on that point. Now, how to become the spirit is the problem. Because whenever a teacher tells you do this, you said how? That's correct. I mean, logically, that's what should be the question. How do we become the spirit? Now, if I say that this is our evolutionary process, we have evolved as human beings come up to this stage, and if something more has to happen, it has to happen the same way as evolution has taken place, automatically. What did we do to become human beings from monkeys, if we have become from monkeys? I don't think anybody remembers anything they have done to become human beings, or they have put in any effort to be that. We have done nothing. We just become human beings spontaneously, or we can say automatically. But actually this spontaneity relates to a living process. Only living things are spontaneous. Like you want to sprout a seed, you have to just put it in the Mother Earth. Spontaneously it sprouts. We don't do anything to it. We don't stand on our heads, we don't read any book, we don't say anything to the seed, but it sprouts because it is built in within the seed, the quality to become the tree. In the same way, it is built in within you to become the spirit. As you have become a human being, you have to become the spirit. That's the evolutionary natural process to which you have to take to. Now, if you get just satisfied with whatever state you are in as a human being, you can live, not impossible. I mean, you can while away your time, you can carry on, but still, you will not be a satisfied person. You will not be a blissful person. You will not be a person who can be called as a person who has become an absolute personality. Still, you will be living in the relative world because of this mental activity.
So you can just close your eyes for a final couple of minutes. Keeping your hands open on your lap. And putting that attention inside of you, like she said. You can even put your hand on your heart, or the left side of your heart, which is where the spirit is. Just say, thank you, Mother, for all this knowledge, for bringing the light and helping me to become the spirit. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for all the knowledge, all the love, the collectivity, for everyone. can bring your hand back to your lap and just keep meditating, enjoying the music. Okay, so just quickly, just to wrap up. So I'm really, really sorry. I did not realize that you could not see these slides earlier. That was techie error on my end. I'm really, really sorry. But basically, I was going through the meaning of the mantras, which I won't go through fully again, but I'll just rehash to help visually. And then we're just going to wrap up. So I'm really, really sorry about that. So basically, I think the whole time you could see, I believe, was like that PDF, which was the mantras. And what I was just trying to show here, if this will work, was I hope this will help, and I'll send it to you guys as well. You can have a read in your own time. That the three great mantras has those three parts. The first part, as I mentioned, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kali. So these are the visuals. And apologies again, I was referring to this the whole time. So if in case you're confused and were like, what is she talking about? This is what it was. So just to rehash, we said Maha was great. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth or ascent or evolution, looking after a central channel. So you guys might remember this image from the third session we did on the mantra series about the Nabhi chakra. Then Saraswati with the instrument, wearing a white sari. She is the one that looks after your second energy center, and your right channel starts from your second energy center. So we regard her as Maha Saraswati. And then that last one I was trying to mention, which is that fierceful form of the goddess or the divine, is Kali, or the dark goddess of destruction. And she appears in a very frightful form. And she is all about trying to get rid of negativity or issues on our left channel. So that's why we regard her more fierceful form instead of, the more quaint or very subtle forms of usually the female aspect. So the first part of the three great mantras was all about Shri Ma Lakshmi, Ma Saraswati, Mahakali. So we're just saying, Mother, you have these three aspects within us as human beings of the left, right, and central channel. We sort of surrender to you because you help look after us. Then the other word I was trying to add here, so Trigunatmika. This is just broken it down here. 3 means 3, good qualities, Atmika essence. So we're just saying, Mother, yeah, verily you are those 3 qualities. Again, left, right, center, sustenance, creation, destruction, and then also that Kundalini energy within us. So we surrender to you. The second part, which I mentioned about Sri Kalki, 10th incarnation of Shri Vishnu, is just basically Shri Mataji. So I try to refer to this term here, Kali Yuga, talking about how human history is divided into transition or periods of time. And now we are in a transitionary period where, people or human awareness, human evolution is now taking place where we're all seeking something higher in life now. So the second part of the mantra is just about giving regard to Shri Mataji for coming as an incarnation to lead us to that better life. And then just that last one is Kalki again, but then those extra words, Saraswara Swamini, Moksha Pradayini, which just means Moksha means spiritual liberation, Sasrara, Swamini means to like reside or establish. So when we put it all together, we're saying that, so Shri Mataji, you are the one that looks after the Sasrara chakra. You're also the giver of spiritual liberation or better spiritual life. Pradayini just means someone who gives. So I hope that helps in a more visual setting. It's all right, mistakes happen. I'm not guilty. It's okay. So let's put it together. Let's wrap up this meditation and say this final 3 great mantras. So these 3 great mantras, you can use them either way you like. You can use it if you like at the start of your meditation, because these 3 mantras are basically clearing your left, right, central channel as well. Or you can do it in the final, when you're wrapping up your meditation, if you like. So either way, see what you prefer. It's not mandatory to use it, like we say. It's completely up to you. If you wish to use it, go for it. If you wish to listen to the musical version of it, you can do that as well. So let's just close our eyes. If you have great memory, go for it. Memorize it if you need a peek, or if you want to keep your eyes open so you can read it while we say it together, go for it as well. So basically, we're just coming to the stage of wrapping up our meditation. And we'll see this, we'll just say these 3 great mantras. So generally what you hear it is in a singing form, in a musical way. Now we'll just say it in just a very simple way. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Maha Saraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Just take a moment to absorb that. Jai Shri Mataji. Okay. So thank you again, everyone. If you wish to keep meditating, please do so. We'll put some music on. If you wish to wrap up, raise your kundalini and put on a bandhan. And what we'll have now is music and like an invitation as well with the details for the puja for Saturday. So not Sunday, remember guys, it's Saturday for this week. There's no Sunday session. So Saturday, and then we will see you next Wednesday. And we'll keep reminding you guys in the WhatsApp group. Don't worry. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure to be back. I was really excited to teach you guys today, coming towards the end for the year. And I was like, I want to teach these guys. I haven't seen you all in a while. Oh, see, here, look, I mean. Sorry again for the techie issue. But hope you learned something. Keep meditating. Keep your attention on the top and intention inside as well. You're feeling that depth and that sort of beauty within. And we will see you all Saturday for the puja, which we're very excited to show to all of you. And we hope you have a good rest of the week. So have a good evening or have a good day ahead. And we'll put the details on the screen. So thank you. And just adding, we will share the talk and everything to all of you as well. So don't worry. Yeah, we will share everything.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
तुझ्याच माताजी पारे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्याच माताजी पारे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी कल्या फुले फुले तुला पुकारती पहा तुझीच चालली नभत आरती
कल्या कल्या फुले फुले तुला पुकारती पहा
करो खरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी झाला अखेर फैसला दिला सगीर तो दया अमीस शृंखला
तुझा मुळेच झाला अखेर फैसला दिला सगीर तो दया अमीस शृंखला
आता भविष्य आमुचे असे तुझ्याकडे तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी माताजी तुलाच तुका आमुचे कडे तुझीच साधवना आमाशा नोशनी मिले
श्री माताजी तुलाच तुका आमुचे कडे तुझीच साधवना आमाशा नोशनी मिले
निनाद सहज योगाचा तुम्हे धरो धरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी समान एकही नसे तुझ्या विना सदैव या पुढे करू तुझीच वंदना
तुझ्या समान एकही नसे तुझ्या विना सदैव या पुढे करू तुझीच वंदना
करेल अमृता परी तुझीच वैखरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी तुझ्या क्षमाची परे प्रकाश अंतरी तुझेच सहज योग हे फिरे जगावरी Rupa Devi Nirmala Devi Ahimavo Saskarate
Rupa Devi Nirmala Devi Ahimavo Saskarate
Rupa Devi Nirmala Devi Ahimavo Saskarate Anna Bhavani Janani Bhaktatara Bhattaya Amma Bhavani Janani Bhaktatara Bhattaya Salaviyena Pujala Sadhu Sundara Nirmala
Salaviyana Pujala Sadhu Sundarama Nirmala
Mata Parvati Parvati Gauri Ganesha Vandaya
Mata Parvati Parvati Gauri Ganesha Vandaya
Salaviyana Pujala Sadhu Sundarama Nirmala Salaviyana Pujala Sadhu Sundarama Nirmala Mata Parvati Parvati Gauri Ganesha Vandaya Mata Parvati Parvati Gauri Ganesha Vandaya Gauri Ganesha Vandaya Gauri Ganesha Vandaya The Adi Shakti Kundalini
Adi Shakti Kundalini
The Adi Shakti Kundalini
Adi Shakti Kundalini
Adi Shakti Kundalini Sarva Vishvachi Janani Nirguna Rupa Tujhe Sadi Saguna Tuata
Shiva Vishnu Tuja Jnani Rishi Muni Devajani Lagire Zivira Sarva Darshanela Sahasrara
Adi Shakti Kundalini Adi Shakti Kundalini Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi Vayavadi Hanumanta Yeshoda Nishahinata Ovatale Tujamate Hanumana, Hanumana, Hanumana.